Okay, here is an update for Neo, which is a very, very popular coin. And this update should be pretty interesting with regards to modifying and updating Elliott waves. Let's do a little bit of a review first. But before that, for any of you who are new to my blog, for all the new followers, first-time viewers and readers, visitors, welcome to my blog. The objective aim of my blog, the reason why I started this blog, was to help and do no harm. That's my true ardent desire to achieve using Steemit. And what I mean by that is I wanted to be able to offer up all of the valuable, yes, failure experiences that I've had throughout my 15 plus years. Actually, I started technical analysis back in 1997 when I bought my first 7th edition of the Stock Trends and Analysis. And I've made so many mistakes, but learned from every one of them, and I've profited quite massively. And I am grateful. And this is my way of giving back to the community to see if I can offer my experiences by providing this free technical analysis to the Steemit community so that others could benefit, so that their due diligence could be augmented. And the only thing I would ask for your consideration is for an upvote, follow, and a resteem. And for every video, every analysis I put up, I do my utmost to earn that right, to ask for that upvote, follow, and resteem. Now, for those of you who are completely new to Elliott wave analysis, don't be put off by what might seem complex. You only have to count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you don't even have to know all the ABCs. The most you can have to do is ABC, sometimes A, B, C, D, E, sometimes W, X, Y, X, and Z. That's pretty much the labeling, the only labelings that you need to do. Now, in an Elliott wave count, there are 5 waves. And these 5 waves are all interrelated by Fibonacci ratio. And the Fibonacci ratio, all of you have heard, I'm sure. The golden ratio, 0.618. Inverse of that is 1.618. And this ratio is embedded throughout our chemistry at the state of atomic, molecular, enzymatic protein-protein interactions, the way a vortex of a galaxy spirals, the spiral of a shell, the turn of a DNA helix, everything is governed by the Fibonacci ratio. I also have always taken to heart a certain philosophical quote, and that is, what are words but symbols of symbols, hence twice removed from reality? So what are words but a description, a symbol of your sentiment? What is a sentiment but a reflection of your thought? Therefore, words are twice removed from reality. I think thought ultimately drives sentiment. And sentiment exists in a dual binary state. And that is fear and greed. And the impact this fear and greed has on price is exactly what you're seeing on the price chart. And this price chart, therefore, is a reflection of sentiment. And the technical analysis that we use to measure the price chart is just simply twice removed from reality itself. This is one reason, the only reason why technical analysis can never be perfect. It can come close for some, but for most it won't even come close to being perfect. And I think you can close the gap and get closer to precision and accuracy of your calls. And the only way to do that is through a lot of failure experiences, because failures teach better than successes. Now, these 5 waves are all interrelated, as I said, by Fibonacci ratio. But how you label these, there are specific sets of rules. So let's do an actual review of a count that's been already placed. Wave 1 and 2 has a relationship. The lowest point of wave 2 cannot equal the start of wave 1. Check. That passes between this wave 1 and 2. Wave 3 cannot be the shortest amongst 1, 3, and 5. No problem. The shortest in height, not in time. Cannot be the shortest in height, price height. Often it is the shortest in time. The bottom of wave 4 cannot overlap with the top of wave 1. It's far from it here, so check. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 cleared, and wave 5 simply needs 5 subwaves. That was a certified delivery on my mailman. Okay, good. Sorry for the interruption. So this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and wave 5, all wave 5 needs is a set of 5 subwaves, as you can tell. Now let's zoom in this a little bit here. Wave 1 has 5 waves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wave 3 has 5 subwaves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And wave 5 has 5 subwaves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 3, and 5 each must have 5 subwaves. That means these white 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 themselves are subwaves of a higher degree wave 1, like so. Okay. Now, Elliott wave states that after 5 waves, there must be a 3-wave retracement. Just like that. And this is being followed here, as I show. We have an A, B, and a C. And we know that the C wave completed. And I've in my prior wave blogs, I have a tutorial where I show exactly how to do an entry setup called laddering. And you ladder at the terminal end of the C wave of an ABC correction. That is the best time to get in. Why? After an ABC correction, the trend resumes, just like here. And the best sign of a trend reversal is an impulse right here as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I combine Elliott waves along with chart pattern recognition. And initially I started with just chart pattern recognition, and there were so many stop and goes and so many points when I just didn't know what will happen. Then I wanted to use Elliott wave analysis. I tried to just use only Elliott waves, and it didn't go too well. Then I combined it. And when I combined it about 15 years ago, it's been going very well. Okay. My losing streak is when I'm at around 55% on call. My best winning streak is 90% plus. I did a very quick estimate a while back on this blog. I'm at about 88%-ish. Maybe actually because of the past 2 weeks, I'm higher than that, maybe 90% on my calls. That's not freaking bad. But let me tell you, I've had tonnages of failure experiences. to learn every lesson possible, tenfold each. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I had labeled this as an ABC because after 5 waves, what do you get? After 5 waves, you get an ABC retracement or a correction. So if this is 5, and I try to label this as an ABC, but as additional price pattern comes, I also drew this downward pointing flag, bullish flag, and drew this red line touching this lower support line, and it sure did right here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to move this to the right. Okay. Like so. This is what I'm forward discerning. It touched and bounced off. We should start impulsing from here. It should break out of the channel. Because this is a downward pointing channel, it is bullish. It's what you call a bullish flag. And this is simply a fractal copy of this, just not in exact identical form, but the similarity index is quite apparent. And then here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is when we will see an all-time high. I'm eyeballing all my Fibonacci's. We should see 63.85. Every time I put in a target, it might vary by a few buckaroos or so. Because every time I redraw the Elliott waves, there will be slight differences on where exactly I land the waves. I'm eyeballing everything, basically. So that's the target I will be putting for the top of wave 3. But remember, this is wave 3. It's not done. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and there will be one more high of 5. But I'm not going to get into that right now. Let's take it incrementally at a time. So what do we first have to do? We have to break out of this channel, put in wave 1 first. Let's see if that happens. Okay, and so what this means is that we need to be patient. And I'm going to get rid of this and move this down to here. Okay, let me remove this red line since it did execute, and I'm going to see this as maybe more as a WXY on the complex type of a combination, not a combination, a complex type of correction, because of the very large extension to the horizontal extension, like so. Okay, WX okay. I almost wanted to do ABCDE, but it was too much of a horizontal extension on that, so I didn't. Therefore, if this is correct and if this is complete, then we will see an impulse up. Remember how I said this wave 1 had 5 waves? Well, this wave 1 will have 5 waves. And that'll be the confirmation of the ultimate trend change. Okay, so let's see if that actually happens. So this is my primary count, and that's what Elliott wave and technical analysis with chart patterns is really all about. You identify the possibilities, you narrow it down to a handful of probabilities, and you select your primary, secondary, and tertiary. Of course, the accuracy of selecting that is quite a bit experience-based. It is, and that experience is called failures. So you will see a lot of failures. You will see a lot of mistakes. That's how you learn. When you first ride a bike, you make a mistake by falling off. How else are you going to learn? Okay? It's no different. In this world, practice makes perfect. Very rarely is someone born with the aptitude like Mozart was, like Jesus Christ was, to be able to be fully aware of their endeavor, whatever that might have been. Okay? So, am I bullish or bearish? What do you think?